In this video, I'm going to be going over the basics of drawing Viking designs. It's going to be a bit more theoretical and going into kind of the historic styles of Viking art in Scandinavia during the Viking period. So to begin, if you ever need a reference for your Viking designs, I would highly recommend the Triglav Viking and Slavic Ornamental design books. They're full of designs and have references in the back of where each design came from and what style it's in, and they're enormously helpful. So some general characteristics of all Viking designs that I have noticed is that there's a lot of animals and zoomorphic design, as well as plants and floral designs. There's a lot of asymmetry. No Viking design is really perfectly symmetrical. And finally, there's a lot of variation within each Viking design. There's a lot of different sizes and shapes and all kinds of stuff. So let's go over now the major styles in Viking art. These styles tend to overlap and blend into each other a lot as time progressed through the Viking Age. So this is just my general observations about what is different about each of these styles. So the first and earliest style is Oseberg, then Borre, then Jelling, Mammen, Ringerike, and finally Urnes. To start, the Oseberg style from the Oseberg ship tends to have these kind of wavy forms. There's a lot of parts that are larger, that get smaller, and there's a lot of kind of holes within the design that little strings will kind of go through. So here, as you can see, I'm doing these kind of strings going through these holes in his body. There's also usually kind of a crosshatch sort of pattern on them. So the next popular style is called Borre. If it's circular and round and there's hands grabbing round, that's a Borre. Borre styles tend to be circular designs, and a lot of times they feature these grabbing hands. So Jelling. Jelling designs are typically have some kind of zoomorph or animal in them with a really sort of evenly spaced body, unlike some of the other designs where the body of the animal will grow thinner and thicker and stuff. Jelling tends to stay the same, although they will sometimes have these thinner legs that kind of curve around in funny ways. But the main characteristic of Jelling is the segmented body with horizontal lines going down the length of the design. Then there's Mammen. Mammen is characterized by these kind of swirly, curly Q bits, very swooshy, with many different curly cues coming off of one part. And anything that's filled in a Mammen design is typically filled in with circles. And there's lots of little swirls at the joints of animals. Ringerike developed on the Mammen design of the swirls and the curlicues, but instead of the curlicues being nice curves, they tend to be very straight, and then at the very end there'll be a little curl. A lot of Ringerike designs are very ornate animals on weather vanes. And finally, there's the Urnes style. This style is seen a lot on stave church doors and is typically characterized by these little snake dragon guys. They usually have pretty even bodies, kind of like the Jelling design style, and then they'll have a thinner line curving between them, usually with some kind of hand or big curls on the end of them. If you want your Urnes style dragon to look super Urnes style, then make his nose really long. So these are the basic characteristics of the major 6 styles in Scandinavia during the Viking period. There are several other styles that you might hear about when investigating Viking art, but these are from different places or slightly different time periods. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions.